Alright guys, as some of you may know, I work at a pet store in the town that I live in, and we get a question a lot, and that question is, how much harder is it to keep a saltwater tank alive than it is a freshwater tank? And then I hear people talking to each other being like, hey, I'd love to have a saltwater tank, but it's just so much harder to keep alive than freshwater tanks are. And to me, it really isn't much harder. Now I'm talking about just your basic saltwater tank, which is what I have here, which is pretty much just fish, live rock, and live sand, and then some inverts. If this is all you're gonna have, it really isn't any harder than or not much harder than a freshwater tank. The main difference to me is the pricing, because you need to buy the live rock and the live sand. Where I live and where the place I work at, we sell live rock for $3 a pound, and 20-pound bag of live sand is about 22 bucks. Now my brother works at a pet store in Illinois, and they charge is either $7 or $8 a pound per live rock. So even at where I work, $3 a pound per live rock, and in this tank I have about 10 pounds. That's 30 bucks right there. Add that to the live sand, it's about 50 bucks. Whereas a freshwater tank, you pretty much just need gravel as a substrate. We sell 5-pound bags for $3 each. So you're talking about maybe 10 to 20 bucks in that, compared to 50 bucks for a live sand and rock for saltwater. And then of course too, with saltwater you have to check your salinity levels, so your salt levels, make sure that they're always okay. And when you're doing water changes, you have to make sure that they match up and that the water temperature is pretty much the same, so that way you don't put your fish into shock. Freshwater tanks, you should probably do the same thing with the temperature, but of course you do not need to check your salinity levels. So I mean, that's a bit of a difference, but I mean, that's really easy to do. All you do is get one of these, a hydrometer, and you check it. It's really easy. It doesn't take very long to do. So to me, that's the main differences between a basic saltwater tank and a freshwater tank. You see, I'm just using a hang-on back marine land filter there and just a 50-watt heater. Nothing special about those two for a saltwater tank. Then another main difference again is pricing on fish. Pretty much like your basic chromis or damsel, which is a basic fish for saltwater, costs about $5. Whereas like a basic fish for freshwater, like a guppy or a platy, is around $2. Then of course saltwater fish can go up to 50, 100, $50, $100, or even more. Whereas most freshwater fish stay within, between the $1 to $10 range, and $10 is quite a bit for a freshwater fish even. So, I mean, that's the main difference if you were to ask me between a freshwater tank and a saltwater tank. So it really isn't much harder to keep a saltwater tank alive. It's just the initial pricing of it. But then of course you do get the payback of having a very beautiful tank, which a lot of people do comment that saltwater fish are a lot more beautiful than freshwater fish are. So yeah, that's the main differences that I can think of. Thanks for watching, guys. Have yourselves a good day. Goodbye.